Hi and welcome. I'm Jisha, a self-taught painting artist. If you're a beginner and looking for help, you're at the right place.
This video is a tutorial of the painting that you see here. Pick up your supplies and paint with me. I'm using here a 10 by 8 white canvas board. You may try this in a paper as well. Just ensure the thickness of the paper is about 200 GSM or above. Alright, get your supplies ready and paint with me. So for the colors, I would be using titanium white, sap green, leaf green, and a bright yellow color. For the other colors, do check the description box below. To begin with, let's do the background, for which I am using titanium white and leaf green. Blend them in really well. The brush that I'm using here is a flat brush number 8. Ensure it is wet before you run it through the colors. To achieve this dewy look, I'm dabbing in green color using a sponge. I got this from an itsy bitsy store. You may try their online store as well. A beauty blender also works. For the tree, I'm using the sap green. The brush that I'm using here is a liner brush. First, I'm going to be doing the outline of the tree. As you know, we are going to have 3 trees. So it is important that we carefully place their positions. This one goes right across the canvas. Now I'm giving it a shape. Adding in some black and blending it really well with the sap green. This is important to give it the shadow. I'm going to be adding in few fine lines on the tree. This gives it a nice texture. Again, this is going to be an outline. We'll be working on it later. I must say I loved making these patterns right under this tree. So I'm using a lighter sap green plus titanium white. This is the highlights, and then I'll be adding some shadows, for which sap green plus black. Yeah. I love the way that it has turned out to be. The tree that we have completed here is in the foreground for now. So to push it a layer behind, I'm going to run through some fine lines of white, which gives it an effect that this tree is behind the other two trees. I'm using a fan brush here. Pick up the color and then run the brush gently downwards so we get a finer white lines there. Now it's time for the second tree. I'm giving an outline. The brush that I'm using here is small liner brush or the zero brush. So I'm doing the branches here. So just ensure the branches are covering the space all over in the top of the canvas. Again, the color that I'm using here is just black. Here I'm adding in few highlights, for which I've used a sap green and tiny portion of titanium white to it. Again, I'm gonna be pushing this second tree one layer behind the foreground, for which I'm using two techniques. The first technique is with the fan brush that we did earlier. Draw fine wide lines gently in a downwards motion. And the second technique is using a sponge. So take lighter shade of sap green and dab it all over the branches, which also gives an effect that this tree is one layer behind the foreground. So we are also going to be doing a third tree that will exactly sit in the foreground. Is it too confusing? Let's see how it is done. For the leaves, I'm going to be using this similar technique that I've showed in the videos before as well. With a worn out flat brush, dab in the colors. Here you can use different shades of green, sap green, leaf green, some lime green. I'm not going to do some dense tree or something, so I'm just going to keep it simple. Time for the third tree. Again, I'm going to be doing this with just black, and the brush that I'm using here is a zero brush or a small liner brush. Alright, we are done with the trees. You can stop it here and call it a finish, but I'm gonna add in this beautiful woman sitting right under the tree. I leave that choice to you. For the skin tone color, I'm using the peach from Camel Artist Acrylic Color series. It has made my life easier. However, to achieve this color, you may mix pink and white in different proportions. What I'm doing is just these outline, and later I will be adding some bright colors. Adding in some pink and black to brighten up the whole thing. For the light from the lamp, I'm using a light yellow color here. The brush I'm using is a liner brush. Ensure it is wet. Pick up a tiny portion of yellow color here and run it in a semicircular motion, like only a semicircle.
With that, we have come to the end of the video. I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Enable the notifications so that you get latest updates of all my videos. Thanks for your time. Bye bye.